Picture this. Two people grow up in the same town, same schools, same opportunities. One becomes deeply politically engaged, voting, organizing, debating. The other barely knows who's running for office and genuinely doesn't care. Same environment, totally different outcomes. What childhood experiences determine whether you'll grow up caring about politics or completely tuning it out? The answer isn't what you'd expect. It's not about how much your parents talked about politics. It's about something deeper, something that happens way before you even understand what politics is. Research shows that the seeds of political engagement are planted in early childhood, but not through political conversations. They're planted through basic psychological needs. According to self-determination theory, all human beings strive for three fundamental needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy means feeling like you have control over your life. Competence means feeling capable. Relatedness means feeling connected to others. When these needs are satisfied in childhood, you develop curiosity, internalize social norms, and engage with the world. And that includes politics. A study analyzing long-term cohort studies from the United States and United Kingdom found that children growing up in need-supportive families reported more interest in politics and engaged more frequently in political discussions decades later. Need-supportive parenting looks like this. Parents frequently have breakfast with the child. They provide explanations for their demands instead of just saying, "because I said so." The child has a say in setting household rules. These aren't political activities, they're everyday interactions. But they shape whether you'll care about politics later. Here's the psychological mechanism. Need satisfaction promotes growth tendencies like curiosity. Individuals who refrain from spending energy on cognitive tasks may avoid topics they perceive as demanding, like politics. In contrast, growth-inclined individuals who find pleasure in dealing with complex issues might engage with politics particularly because it entails abstract problems. If your childhood taught you that the world is safe, that your voice matters, and that complex problems can be solved, you're more likely to engage with politics. If your childhood taught you that life is a constant struggle and your voice doesn't matter, you're more likely to tune out. But here's the twist. Need satisfaction alone isn't enough. The study found that need-supportive parenting stimulates political engagement much more strongly when the parental home also exposed the child to the political domain. If your parents discussed politics and also made you feel autonomous, competent, and connected, you're far more likely to become politically engaged. But if your parents only talked about politics without supporting your basic needs, the effect is much weaker. Think about two households. In the first, parents have strong political opinions but use authoritarian parenting. Do what I say, no questions asked. The child hears about politics but doesn't feel empowered. In the second, parents have strong political opinions and use need-supportive parenting. They explain their reasoning, they listen, they encourage curiosity. That child doesn't just hear about politics, they internalize the idea that their voice matters. So what does this all mean? Individual differences in political engagement aren't just about exposure to politics. They're about whether your early childhood experiences equipped you with the psychological nutrients you need to thrive. If you grew up feeling autonomous, competent, and connected, you're more likely to develop political curiosity. If you didn't, you're more likely to see politics as overwhelming or irrelevant. And here's the practical implication. Practitioners often focus on civic education, teaching kids about political processes. But this study suggests that interventions need to be more comprehensive. If you want kids to care about politics, don't just teach them about elections. Make sure they feel heard, capable, and connected in every aspect of their lives. The takeaway? Political engagement isn't just about politics. It's about whether you grew up in an environment that made you feel like your voice matters, like you're capable of understanding complex things, and like you're connected to something bigger. Those childhood experiences shape everything, including whether you'll show up to vote.